Right now at noon, volunteers at Wildcat Glades come together to battle graffiti and other forms of vandalism.
And we've got ourselves that warm and windy day. That has been the same thing for the last few days, but we are tracking additional thunderstorm chances in our forecast. We'll look at all that coming up.
And Steadley Elementary gets a visit from a famous Missourian wax museum as some of Missouri's most famous historical figures come to life.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
The police chief in Independence, Kansas announces his resignation. This is KOAM News at noon. I'm Elise Noe. Chief Jerry Harrison joined the department in 2016 after serving as a police sergeant in Monette, Missouri. His last day will be April 5th, after which he plans to relocate to Lebanon, Missouri to serve as that city's police chief. The city of Independence plans to name an interim chief soon before beginning a search for a permanent replacement.
And we are talking thunderstorm chances as we head into tomorrow early morning and then once again tomorrow evening. As for right now, though, we are looking pretty good and we are warmer than where we were yesterday by about 5 to 10 degrees. MoDOT camera 28th and range line. It is sunny, but there are still plentiful clouds out there. More on the way. Take a look at our camera from the Cornell complex. It is breezy. Those south winds gusting upwards of 30, 35 miles an hour. And we've got those clouds out there across the area with more rolling in. So that's that partly to mostly cloudy deal we've been talking about. Yesterday started at 53, so only 5 degrees off of our average high and made it up to 75, just a few degrees shy of breaking a record out there. Right now we are sitting at 72 in Joplin, 69 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures around the region with that strong southerly wind, upper 60s, low 70s across the area, and we are not done warming up yet. We're going to talk about how warm it's going to get today and about those thunderstorm chances and that full forecast here in just a few more minutes. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, those visiting Wildcat Glades in Joplin might notice something different in the park, especially in the trees. Wildcat Glades Nature Group is working to stop vandalism on the trails. KOAM's Fernanda Silva shows us how.
Well, what we do is we go in and we put this burlap around it, and then we came in and put this chicken wire on top of it and put this sign on there.
After painting on the top of the graffiti and realizing that was not stopping some visitors from vandalizing the trees, volunteers are now trying a new strategy. The burlap helps hide the graffiti and protect the trees from more paintings. The chicken wire holds the burlap in place and works as an extra barrier between the trees and the vandals.
I suppose somewhere down the road from now, if there isn't any graffiti on them, we might experiment by taking that off of them and see what happens.
But the trees are not the only target of vandalism.
All of these other rocks have been painted with graffitis. Those over there were painted with graffiti.
This you painted recently?
Yes, we did, but someone's come up here and did that down there, which is minimal for normally within a week this table would have been covered, completely covered.
Another issue has been bothering volunteers: the trash left behind.
I picked up about 30 of those little liquor bottles, and there's diapers and all kinds of junk. And that trash barrel that you see up there, a lot of times there's all kinds of stuff around it and everything, and people don't put their trash in there like they should.
It's like a common thing with hiking. You carry it in, please carry it out, and don't throw it on the ground. We have some trash cans, but it'd be better if you just hauled your stuff out in your car when you came.
While frustrated with their vandalism, the volunteers take pride in their efforts.
I just like improving the environment and helping keep it pristine.
It's a unique area for our community and for the area around us. So we just are passionate about that, and we want to take care of it.
In Joplin, Fernanda Silva, KOAM News.
Wildcat Glades Nature Group volunteers cut the grass, remove invasive plants, and empty the trash cans. All of that to maintain the 55 acres of the park they watch over. For more information on how to help, go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Pitt Plastics is expanding after 50 years in business. The company is one of the oldest in Pittsburgh, creating products for industries including food service and the medical field. Yesterday, they broke ground on a new 200,000 square foot facility. It'll be just east of the current facility at 1400 East Atkinson. Officials expect the expansion to be completed by early 2025. The city of Carl Junction plans to relocate its dispatch service. That service will soon fall under the Jasper County Dispatch Center. The JCD is waiting on licenses and expects to receive them as soon as May. Jasper County Dispatch believes that this move should improve response times. Rocky Comfort Elementary in McDonald County, Missouri is moving closer to a new storm shelter. Crews set concrete walls into place yesterday. Voters in 2022 approved a $21.5 million bond issue to fund this shelter and others in the district. This one will be a 52 by 60 foot shelter to protect students, staff, and community members.
Rocky Comfort's a very rural area. We don't have a lot of shelters that can accommodate our families and our community. So having that for them is going to be a positive. Also for our students here right now, if tornado comes, we're hunkering down in the bathrooms and interior rooms, and so to have this for our students and our families and the community that we serve will be a positive.
The school district says it will be a state-of-the-art facility. Officials hope to have the shelter completed by next fall before school starts. Studley Elementary third graders transformed into iconic historical figures from Missouri today. Students performed at the famous Missourian Wax Museum and the Studley Library for their parents and family members. Some of the wax figures included George Washington Carver, Dick Van Dyke, and Laura Ingalls Wilder.
That, like, if younger people and that if they're scared to do it, that they don't need to be because it's really fun.
School officials say the event is educational and entertaining for all involved, celebrating the rich and cultural heritage of Missouri. There's a new name on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, and the Amazing Race is at the starting line. We'll bring you your Eye on Entertainment coming up. And later, we're making a fabulous carrot cake in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen. The teams are at the starting gate for a new season of The Amazing Race, and Lenny Kravitz received a high Hollywood honor. Danya Bacchus has your Eye on Entertainment.
Rocker Lenny Kravitz gets a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame near the iconic Capitol Records Tower.
To see my name, Lenny Kravitz, permanently engraved on the same streets I used to walk, is a surreal, indescribable feeling.
Kravitz's daughter, actress Zoe Kravitz, and his friend Denzel Washington were on hand to deliver remarks. The Grammy Award winner and actor is currently nominated for induction into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. His 12th album is due for release in May. The film Little Wing follows Caitlin, a teenage girl reeling from her parents' divorce, who enlists her best friend to help her save her home.
Have you ever heard of racing pigeons?
There's this dude, one of his birds is valued at $120,000.
Wait, where does this pigeon dude live?
Here, in Portland.
I'm going to steal this bird, and you are going to help me.
But once the deed is done, Caitlin forges a bond with the bird's owner that leads to a new outlook on life.
By taking that bird, you have destroyed what's left of my life.
Why didn't you call the cops that night?
You're a good kid who made a stupid mistake.
Brooklyn Prince plays Caitlin. Brian Cox and Kelly Riley co-star. Little Wing takes flight on Paramount Plus today. And 13 teams are at the starting block in Mexico for a chance to win a cool $1 million during the 36th running of The Amazing Race. Go! Watch the season premiere tonight on CBS or stream all of The Amazing Race on Paramount Plus. That's your Eye on Entertainment. Danya Bacchus, CBS News, Los Angeles.
Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
The treat we're making today is perfect for Easter. Stick around, because you'll want to hop right on this one.
But first, thunderstorm chances returning to our forecast. Some of those could be severe. We'll take a look at all of the details right after this. Welcome back to the KOAM News at noon. So warm and windy, that has been the thing we have said the last 3 days now, and That's because that's been the case, but we have another round of thunderstorms as we head into tomorrow. Switch this quick look at the Skywatch Storm Tracker, and you can see a nice cloud shield out to the west. You can see a few showers further west. So this is that partly to mostly cloudy that we were talking about this morning. We'll continue to see these clouds roll on through the area. MoDOT camera, 20th and range line. It is moving a bit in that wind. We've had those gusty south winds out there. We've got sunshine, though, but you can see from our camera on the Cornell complex, not only is it windy, well, you got clouds out there, and that's, again, just part of that whole partly to mostly cloudy thing. KDOT camera just out to Pittsburgh at Kansas Crossing. Also sunshine out there, but again, some more clouds on the way. Take a look at those clouds out there from our camera, 7th and range line. It is 72 in Joplin, dew points at 59, humidity is 64%. Both of those up there a bit. South-southwest breeze at 20 with gusts upwards of 28. Over on the Kansas side, Pittsburgh, of course, we're seeing the clouds. I hate when this does that, but sometimes it does. 69, south breeze at 14, and some gusts still out there, upwards of 20, 25 miles an hour. Temperatures around the area, we're warming up. We've got mid-60s, upper 60s, and we're starting to get into those low 70s. That boundary that we've discussed, still kind of hanging on out there, and that was the initiation point for that one thunderstorm in Neosho County near Erie that tracked on through and then did that hard right to the south and east and brought a lot of hail, quarter-size, ping-pong ball-size hail. So some large hail with that one storm. And that's the thing. It was just the one storm, and it managed to do all of that. Gusty winds continuing into tonight and into tomorrow and into our Friday. But by Friday, once this cold front pushes through, those winds will shift out of the north out there, so we're going to feel a little colder. All right, let's talk our severe weather chances. We do have a low to elevated risk for tornadoes. I think overall this is going to still be a very low risk simply because the expectation overnight and really about between 4 a.m. and 6 a.m. is still looking the likely time frame. We're talking 1, maybe 2 storms that will actually initiate. But like last night, they'll be in an environment where they could intensify quickly and become severe. We do also have the low to elevated risk for hail in our northern counties. That hatch mark area is for very large hail potential, and we have a low to elevated risk for wind. And again, this is going to be overnight into very early tomorrow morning across the area. And the reason the elevated areas are to the north is because tonight, or this afternoon, this evening, and overnight, they're expecting a much more organized complex of storms, again, similar to yesterday, up around the Kansas City area. For the rest of this evening, we're fine. We're going to be partly to mostly cloudy. We're going to be breezy. By early tomorrow morning, if a thunderstorm can get going, then it will have that potential, here's another possible zone, to become severe rather quickly, similar to that storm last night, but it may end up being, like last night, the only storm we see in the morning, and then that's going to be the trailing edge of that complex up by Kansas City. The rest of our Thursday, similar to today, warm, breezy, partly to mostly cloudy, mid-70s out there, and then by 3, here's that frontal boundary. And as it starts to come in ahead of the front, we're going to have thunderstorms initiating. This is where our better chance for more significant severe weather may be south of I-44 by the afternoon as these storms get going. As the front sags southeast, then we get storms along the front. The ones that initially develop that are by themselves could be a bit more significant, but then we'll get that line of storms out there, and we could still see strong to severe thunderstorms with that, and eventually that front slowly begins to push off to the southeast, and by early Friday morning, it is finally gone. So for tomorrow's severe risk, we still have that low to enhanced zone out there, and it's right along that frontal boundary. So that's what we are keeping an eye on as we head into tomorrow across the area. After that, though, that cold front cools us down, upper 50s Friday. Not bad Saturday, a little cooler on Sunday. Chilly on Monday, though, in the low 50s. But worry not, the warm weather will return back into the 60s by next week with some additional shower chances Thursday and Friday. But again, very closely watching the storm potential tomorrow morning. It may only be one storm all morning, but it could be a strong to severe storm, and then our better chances, as you saw, come later in the evening as that front starts to push on through.
Absolutely. Lots to look out for.
Absolutely.
Thanks, Chris. Well, stick around. We're making a fabulous carrot cake in the Mr. Food Test kitchen. We'll be right back. Well, this fabulous from-scratch dessert comes just in time for the start of spring and is perfect for Easter. Howard is showing us the recipe for a fabulous carrot cake in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
With Easter just a few weeks away, you're probably starting to think about what you're going to serve for dessert or what to bring if you're invited to someone's house. Well, this year, rather than making the same old thing, how about making a from-scratch carrot cake that's guaranteed to be the talk of the table? We start by creaming some brown and white sugar along with some butter until it's light and fluffy. To that, we add a few eggs, one at a time. Now for the part that gives this lots of flavor, we add a can of crushed pineapple that we've drained, our grated carrots, some raisins, and a splash of vanilla. To bring this together, we beat in our dry ingredients along with a few off-the-shelf spices. This goes into a 9x13 baking dish and gets baked off until it passes the toothpick test. Once it cools, we top it with a simple homemade cream cheese frosting, fancy it up with some nuts, and it's ready to serve. Everyone may be stuffed from Easter dinner, but I can assure you, no one's going to pass this by. To get the recipe, all you have to do is go to our website and look for what we call Fabulous Carrot Cake. The reason we call it that will be pretty obvious after one forkful. I'm Howard with Kelly in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a
fabulous way.
Yeah, a fabulous way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot more fabulous food from the Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
All right, so warm, windy today, upper 70s, maybe some low 80s. Then we're watching early morning thunderstorm chances tomorrow between about 4 and 6, and then much better thunderstorm chances tomorrow afternoon from 3 to say about 10 o'clock across the area. Strong to severe storms possible in both cases, and we'll of course be here keeping a close eye on those as this system makes its way on through.
Absolutely, a lot to look out for in the upcoming days.
That time of year.
Yes, absolutely. All right, Dell, what do you have for us at 5 tonight?
Well, a lot coming up at 5. For starters, a new piece of technology is helping American seniors feel less isolated and improve their well-being. We're going to take a look at the benefits virtual reality can provide for seniors. Plus, the Yates Center Police Department holds a special education fundraiser to help students and teachers in the Woodson School District. And KOAM's Tanya Bach brings us part 2 of her special report, Beyond Homeless. Tonight, we're going to learn how having the right person in your corner can make all the difference. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today. KOAM News at 5.
Absolutely. A lot to look out for tonight. Thanks so much, Dow. Well, that's the news for now. Thank you for joining us on KOAM News at Noon. We'll see you right back here at 5. Until then, have a great rest of your day.